Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Apex. I hope you're having a very good day as always, and I have a very special video for you guys today because we're going to be taking a look at every single leaked legend in Apex. Now, I actually made a video quite similar to this, I think, a year ago, but since then we've obviously had so many more leaked legends. Old legends have been scrapped as well, and the current list of all of the leaked legends in this game looks completely different from before. Not to mention, because of leaks that took place a couple of months ago, we also have gameplay of these legends as well, like actual in-game footage of their abilities too. And let's just say, guys, these legends look very interesting. I'm not sure if Respawn plans on changing the abilities or like completely reworking these legends, but right now, because these legends are in the game files and because we actually have gameplay of these legends too, it looks like Respawn has basically gotten the gist of these legends down, and most likely no huge changes will be coming anytime soon. If you guys are ready, as always, take 2 seconds and drop a like on the video right now. A like goes a long way, and every time you like one of my videos, your chances of getting an heirloom in your next Apex pack increases. I don't make the rules. I've just been seeing messages that say, Kijanna, I liked your video and I got an heirloom. So yeah, I mean, if you want to just take your chances and possibly get an heirloom in your next Apex pack, like the video, you know, for some good luck, why not? And of course, hit that sub button if you're new as well. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, so with that said, let's actually get started on these legends. And the first legend we have is called Conduit. Now, Conduit has actually remained on this list, and they've been on this list, I would say, for 3 years or 2 years. So this is one of the legends that hasn't changed and Respawn has not scrapped. But Conduit's abilities get me very excited because just based on, you know, what I'm seeing right now, Conduit could easily be one of the best legends in this game for like supporting your teammates, healing your teammates, regenerating your teammates as well. Conduit is also going to be a support legend. So if you like that playstyle, you like to help out your teammates and stuff, Conduit might be a good pick for you. So first up, we have the passive, which is called Capacitance. Conduit regenerates shield over time and gains extra regen for each nearby ally. This is an insane ability in itself because not only do you regenerate your own shields over time, which in itself is really good because it saves you the stress of having to constantly look for bats and shield cells, and it could save you in so many gunfights, but also you give extra regen for each nearby ally, so they also regen their shields when they're near to you. This is a very useful ability, and it's just the passive, so let's keep going. The tactical ability is called Arc Flash, heals the shields of targeted allies at the cost of some of your own. Again, this sounds like a very strong ability. I could just imagine your teammate is one shot, right? And you have full health and you have full shields as well. Your teammate says, yo, I'm one shot, bro, I'm one shot. You give your teammates your shields, you obviously lose some shield as well, but you both manage to stay alive and win the gunfight. Your teammates stay up. This could be a really strategic and just overall effective ability in Apex. I'm not sure if Respawn plans on nerfing these abilities or changing these abilities, but in the current state, of course, we haven't seen actual gameplay, so we don't know how much shield you actually give your teammates and how much shield you lose for yourself, but it just sounds really effective based on the text right now, which is insane. And the ultimate is called Alternating Current. Conduit launches an arc cluster bomb, damaging the shields of people near the blast. This actually also heals Conduit based on the damage dealt. So you not only damage enemy shields, but you also heal yourself based on how much damage you do, which again, it just sounds insane. I'm gonna keep saying insane a lot through this video because the abilities on so many of these legends are honestly so unique and interesting. And talking about Conduit for a sec, you know, players always ask Respawn to bring in more support legends, more, you know, healing legends that give, you know, your teammates health and stuff, more medic. And Respawn said, you know what, let's give them a legend that gives shield instead. And based on these abilities, it seems like this would be a very strong legend if Conduit arrives in this state. So what do you guys think about Conduit? Leave your thoughts down below. As a matter of fact, when I'm done with this video, I want you guys to leave your thoughts down below on the top 3 legends from this list. So list them out. I want to see your guys' comments, but so far, what do you think about Conduit? Alright, so next up we have Scryer. The passive is called Spectator, automatically uptick horns and spectate your killer. So I'm guessing that someone actually has to kill you in order for this passive to, you know, be activated, so you can then stalk and spectate the person who killed you. And I'm also not sure how long you can actually spectate your killer for, but it just seems like a very good ability if you're playing with a team, because if you're playing with a team, right, in ranked especially, you could always just spectate the person who killed you, see their team, see where they are, and you can really give your teammates some very valuable information about how the game is playing out based on this very simple passive. The tactical ability is called Uptick Haunt. Deploy a parasite trap that reveals the target's vision. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this means. Does this mean that you can actually see what the enemy enemy is seeing. And how does that work? Like, if you deploy this trap and they step into this trap or whatever, can you see exactly what your target or your enemy is seeing? So their lines of sight, their point of view. Because if that is actually true, then I'm really guessing that this could also be a very good ability for your teammates. Because you could basically be hiding somewhere in a room, like where you're safe, right? Deploy this trap, see what the enemy is seeing, and give your teammates also some very valuable information. So again, this legend seems like a very good legend for ranked, maybe even competitive play, mainly because of how much intel you can provide your teammates. And the ultimate is called Shadow Wall. Unleash a creeping wall of darkness that blocks sight and blinds enemies. Again, it sounds insane. I'm saying insane again. It just sounds so good. This seems like a very defensive ability. If a team is rushing you, you could just use your ultimate and completely blind them and block their sight, which will then allow you and your teammates to hopefully escape. But all of these abilities right now for Scryer get me very excited because we haven't seen this kind of recon legend in Apex as yet. Like, the recon abilities that Scryer has are very unique and really would help you in a team. Like, really would help out your teammates as well. So I mean, we'll see. I can't wait to see when this legend drops, and you know, the trailers and stuff, the gameplay. I want to see gameplay of these abilities so bad. But what do you guys think about Scryer? Leave your thoughts below as well. Next up, we have Caliber, who is an offensive legend. The passive is called Weapon Sling, a sling where you can store a third weapon. So basically with Caliber, you'll be able to have 3 different weapons. You could have a R301, a Volt, and a Peacekeeper. It may not sound like a real intricate ability, but just having a third weapon could save you in so many different gunfights. Let's say you're fighting someone, you guys both run out of ammo, but you have a third weapon, so you can actually finish the gunfight without having to reload. It's a very simple ability. It isn't too complicated, isn't too fancy, but it can have a big impact on the gameplay of Apex. Then we have the tactical, which is called Suppressor Turret. Deploy a makeshift turret from a copy of your active weapon. Very interesting ability right here. So let's say you have a flatline out, you can then deploy a makeshift turret of a flatline. Will the flatline turret be stronger? Will it have more ammo? Will it, you know, have a faster fire rate? We're not sure of the specifics of this ability, but I'm interested to see how it is when Respawn does reveal this legend, because I think that this could also be really clutch in certain scenarios as well. And the ultimate is called Autoloader. Deploy a box that feeds ammo directly into nearby players and current weapons. So basically, if you have a Caliber on your team, you'll always have ammo, which is a big plus. I'm trying to think if I could see Caliber being used a lot in Apex, and I actually can, mainly because of the passive. You can have 3 weapons, and also the ultimate, which sounds really good for your teammates and for yourself. So yeah, I mean, Caliber seems like a very unique and different legend so far, so we'll see when he or she comes into the game how, you know, this legend will fit into the meta of Apex. We'll see. Alright, so next up we have Jester, which sounds like a defensive legend, very similar to Caustic. And first up we have the passive, which is called Rewire. Jester can turn any grenade into a proximity mine that sticks to surfaces. I don't know about you guys, but proximity mines or trip mines in any FPS game have always been insanely good. So I'm guessing that this will also be very effective and very strategic and tricky, you know, if you know how to use it. The tactical ability is called Spectre Drop. Calling a drop pod with 3 specters to guard an area. Only 1 set can be active at a time. We have never seen any ability like this in Apex. You can actually add an AI specter to the game to defend an area. Most likely these specters will be very weak and very easy to kill. I don't see Respawn, you know, making the specters hard to kill or difficult to combat. This will most likely be useful because if your specters do see someone and do fire at someone, you will then be notified, and it gives you, like, I would say, map awareness or situational intel, which would be very good. And the ultimate is called Cloak Field. Create a short-lived cloaking device that hides all players in a small area. Cloak lasts for 6 seconds. I'm not sure if this cloak will work similar to Mirage's cloak in terms of it not being completely invisible, but who knows, maybe Respawn has this ability. I mean, it's an ultimate, so maybe you and your team will be completely invisible for 6 seconds, which does sound very insane. I'm guessing you'll have to listen for footsteps and stuff if you want to track, you know, the enemies that use this ability. But Jester right now sounds like an ability I can see a lot of legends using. And Jester can also turn any grenade into a proximity mine, which again does sound useful. But Jester's Cloak Field, the ultimate, really gets me interested and curious to see just how, you know, unique and creative players can become with these abilities. So what do you guys think about Jester? Leave your thoughts below. Next up on the list, we have Phantom, which might be my favorite legend on this list, mainly because of how mobile and, you know, movement driven he sounds. So first up, we have the passive, which is a double jump. A double jump is coming to Apex. Titanfall fans, I see you. It's a basic double jump, and it actually is a passive, so you can always double jump, which is crazy. The tactical ability is called Hook Shot. Hook to a wall and hang off it for a short period of time. You could pull off some very insane plays by hooking to a wall really high up and hiding from enemies or trying to confuse enemies that are trying to find you. This could be a really strategic ability as well. And the ultimate is called Void Grenade. A grenade that sends hit players into the void for a short period of time. The void being, you know, rates Q. So rates Q is basically being turned into a grenade that you can use to go into the void for yourself or actually send enemies into the void. Let's say a team is chasing you and you have your ultimate. You can just use this grenade, throw it at them, and they would be in the void for 6 seconds while you and your teammates try to hide or, you know, run away or just avoid damage for, you know, however long this period of time will be. Phantom is sounding like my speed. Like, I could really see myself really enjoying this legend. Phantom for me is number one simply because I love movement legends. I love being sneaky. I was a Wraith main. I love Pathfinder as well. I love movement legends, and I love very quick, agile, sneaky legends as well. Next up, we have Catalyst. Now, I actually made a full video going over every single one of Catalyst's abilities. I also showed gameplay, so I'll leave a link on screen right now, a card on screen. I'll also leave a link in the video's description, so go check out that full video for a full rundown and, you know, overview of Catalyst. But Catalyst will be the season 15 legend, as in the next season coming to Apex, so go check out that video right now. But she is also a really unique legend. She could build, she could create structures, she could create ramps, she could also block entry points, doorways, all of that stuff. So Catalyst is also going to change the face of Apex, so go check out that video. And next up, guys, we have Uplink, and Uplink will be a support legend. The passive is called Network Communication. Gain 25% recovery effects used in signal range. And if you don't know what signal range means with this legend, then keep listening. The tactical ability is called Shield Satellite. Release a satellite that follows allies to regenerate their shields and revive. And the ultimate is called Immortality Relay Beacon. Deployable satellite beacon that prevents allies in the signal area from being downed. Calling it now, Uplink is going to be one of the most picked, the most played legends in this game, simply because of these abilities. All you have to do is use this ultimate, place it somewhere, and your teammates can die. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Does it mean that you can always revive yourself if you're near the ultimate? Does that mean that you just can't die, you know, if this ultimate is around? We're not sure on the very small details of it, but based on what it means and what it implies, Uplink is going to be a very useful legend to a team, simply because this legend can revive your teammates in 2 different ways, which is dope. So that said, that's all of the current leaked legends in Apex. Of course, Respawn could decide to change some legends, remove some legends, scrap some legends. We're not sure what Respawn has in store for us, but as I said, all of these legends have had very big leaks, and based on how complete all of these legends look, it's very difficult for me to believe that Respawn is going to change them and scrap them, because Respawn tends to work like 5 or 6 legends in advance. So to scrap a legend that was leaked like, let's say, 2 seasons in advance or 3 seasons in advance, they're going to have to come back and completely rework or create a brand new legend, and that takes away time from Respawn's process in terms of creating legends ahead of time. So you'll see what takes place, guys. As always, leave your thoughts down below. What are your top 3 legends from this list? I want to see what you guys have to say. Of course, I read every single comment. Don't be shy. And with that said, that's it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you in some more Apex. Till next time.